Hey guys, Chris back again with another review. I'm also known as the real C-Mac on ECF, Vapotron, everywhere else. We're going back to Canvape.com today, and we're looking at the Raptor tank. Okay, now they're calling it the Raptor tank. This shouldn't be confused with the other Raptor tank that's out there that is much more expensive. Okay, this I would actually call it a CE6 version 2 if it were up to me, because that's basically what it is. I reviewed the CE6 a while ago for Canvape. You can go look up that review. It was not a changeable head. It was just a disposable clearamizer, but it looked much like this one. All right, so it looked a lot like this. Difference being, this one here, you can take the bottom off. Okay, that's going to leave you with a replaceable head. Okay, more of a replaceable post, really. So this post will come out. You can buy the post separately. Okay, and just keep your base. All right, so this is very much like the CE6, rather than the let's focus there. Rather than the Raptor tank that is being sold elsewhere. Um, Now, when this first comes to you, let's break it open again here. Drip tip comes off too. Comes off, I should say. When this first comes to you, you're going to have two wicks on top, or one wick on top of this wick. Okay, I've actually just taken that wick out, and I'll get to that later. But I just thought I should mention it. It will come with a little stubby wick that just sits on top of that one. It's not wrapped, and it doesn't suck or go down into the juice. It just sits on top. Okay, and I also want to note that this has a very deeply recessed 510 connection. Okay, it will not fit on your Z-Max, your V-Max, anything like that. Fits great on an Ego battery or a Twist, but if you have something that will not take that deep connection with the thick sides, you're going to need a 510 to Ego adapter. Alright, so filling, pretty basic, same as most clearamizers. Just going to put your bottle in there and fill her up. Careful to avoid the hole there. This does take a gargantuan amount of liquid. Okay, I will mention that. Takes about 5 mils of liquid. I'm not going to fill it up all the way. I'm just going to get enough in there to wet the wicks. Alright, so let's take a vape off of this guy here. I'm going to give her a good swirl. And I should say this one, I believe, is the low resistance. I'll check out the ohms in a bit. Alright, so it kicks out great plumes of vapor. No problems with that. The flavor is actually pretty good. A little bit muted, but not bad at all. Nothing I'm really complaining about as far as a clearamizer goes. The throat hit is also good. I would say it's right on par with what the CE6 was, which I thought was really good. So great, well, good throat hit, good flavor. You know, it's, as far as all that goes, it's a pretty good performer. Now, I mentioned I took that top wick off. Okay, big reason why I did that, because this thing with that top wick on flooded like crazy, and I mean, you'd fill it up, you'd get maybe 2 good puffs off it, then it would just be gurgle city, you know, to the point where I couldn't even vape it. I'd have to blow it out every, you know, every 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'd get another good puff or two, and I'll be right back to just a gurgle fest. Now, taking that wick off, I will say did help the gurgling, but it also hindered the flavor and the vapor, and I still had some gurgling issues. I had this sitting down for overnight, and I had some leaking out the bottom. Okay, right out the bottom, not where that screws it, not where the bottom section screws in, but right out the post bottom there. Not happy with that at all. You know, I had some issues with the Ce6 leaking, but it was further into the life. I'd been using it for a little, I think I was using it for up to close to a week anyways, before I really developed any of these problems. This thing was pretty much right out of the box, flooding on me and gurgling, which is really, really too bad because it does perform well besides that, but that's kind of a crippling thing to a Clearmizer if you can enjoy vaping on it. So I only had the one device to test. I'm hoping maybe this issue was just with this device, but you know, I don't know. I can't really test it because I only got one. So I really can't give this Raptor tank a thumbs up. Unfortunately, that gurgling and leaking are a big issue to me, and I know many of you. Alright, so let's look at some pricing on these. This is the 1.8 ohm head I have on here. I mentioned I wasn't sure, I just went and checked. So they're available in this blue color, which is quite nice, and a clear. They're $7.95 each, and that comes with one head, I believe. And the replacement heads are $1.95 for each replacement head. You get a 1.8 or a 2.4 ohm head. Up to you. Up to you whether you want to try one out. You know, maybe you would have better luck than I did. I really wanted to like this because I really liked the Ce6 until it started leaking. I see they're actually calling this the Raptor tank and Ce6 in brackets, so that's good because that's definitely a more accurate description of what it is. Anyways, that's it. That's my review of the Raptor / Ce6 tank with replaceable heads from Canvape.com. Once again, I appreciate you watching, and as always, I'll be back with more reviews.